Good evening, welcome to Touch Gloves Boxing. I go by the name of Biyenge, featuring yours Truly Tre. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe when you're ready.
always rocking to the beat. Always, and I can't lie. It's a good beat.
All good.
Yeah, how you feeling, cuz man? Looking fresh as always.
I'm super excited. I am super excited.
Nice one, cuz.
Let's go. Straight in.
You know
Come
what?
on.
Straight in. Look, man. Look, guys, man. You know, before we normally do this, cuz, I'd like to ask you though, cuz, like, how are you though? Like, you blessed? You've had a good Jubilee weekend?
Oh yes, indeed. It's been tremendous. It's been amazing. I can't complain.
Nice
Unfortunately,
one.
work tomorrow, but hey ho, it is what it is.
Like all of us, man. We're all in that position, man. But the show goes on, man. But I love my job, man. I can't complain, man. But cool, let's do this, cuz we've had a big event last night. We saw a young man go into another man's country, and he made history for his country. Look, I'm talking about the dream. Devin Haney becomes the first undisputed lightweight champ in the full belt era. And the last time that happened was 32 years ago when Pernell Whitaker was the lightweight undisputed champion. So that's in 1990, before we was born, cuz. Can you imagine?
Wow.
That was the last time an American was an undisputed champion for a lightweight division. It's crazy, isn't it?
Well, technically, before you was born, I was born in '89. I was here.
Cuz, is what it is, man. But you already know how it is, though, cuz. That's a long time. 32
Indeed.
years for an American. The lightweight division is normally known as the sort of the stepping stone division that moves the fighters up from, lightweight eventually to the blue ribbon division, which is obviously welterweight. So I'm just shocked that an American hasn't done it since now Haney. So Haney is the first guy to do this, cuz, like, let's review this fight, cuz. Obviously, big up both warriors. Big up George Kambosos Jr. as well, Mr. Ferocious. Big up Marvel Stadium. Big up Austrailia. Big up everyone that's involved in terms of the coverage. I really enjoyed the coverage, I can't lie. But, cuz, I want to hear your views. I want to hear your thoughts about what you thought about the fight, cuz, man.
Big up to both, man. Big up to, Haney, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. Honestly, it was not close at all. I don't know what George Kambosos was talking about. It wasn't close at all. He basically got schooled every round. I think, if anything, I'll probably give him one round. But Haney had a great game plan, and he stuck by it. He pretty much beat him with a jab. So it was, I mean, look, he did what he came to do. A part of me, the build-up, I thought that George Kambosos was just trying to hype up the fight, calling him a rat, blah, blah, blah. Just trying to, to get in his head, but it wasn't working. Secondly, when it was the weigh-in, he didn't make weight. From there, I thought, something ain't right here. And on the day of the fight, mate, he was every round. He was controlled every round. He was just relying on his right hand, because obviously he's got speed and he's got power. But Haney's too smart. Too smart. Sorry, man. Too smart. Even the commentators, even said, "Is there even any point of a rematch? It just won't make sense." If there is, personally, I think they should run it back in the States. I don't think they should do it in Australia. That's just me personally. Because think about it, right? The champ came to your backyard. The champ beat you in your backyard. The champ taking the belts back to his backyard. So if there's a rematch, you need to go to the champ's backyard. It's only fair.
Cuz, the way you've just broke it down, cuz, that's why I call you Mr. Sports Entertainment, because you've broke it down in a way that I'm thinking in my head. If I'm the champion and I'm taking the titles back home, if you want the belts back, come and get the belts from my home. So that fight definitely needs to happen at Las Vegas if the rematch is in order. But look, if you were advising David Haney,
Hmm.
if you were sort of his promotional company that helps promote him and also
Hmm.
manage him, what fight would you tell him to do next? Would you give him the rematch? Or actually, let me throw it in like this, cuz I'm gonna throw it in like this, yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna do this properly, cuz yeah. So if we were to throw this name at you right now for a global mega fight between one man, obviously you've got Tank here.
Hmm.
He's for me he's the young Mike Tyson of the division. He's also the guy that gets bums on seats. He obviously done a record amount of numbers with Rowley at the Barclays Center last weekend.
Hmm.
So, cause I think from a money making perspective or from a revenue and a commercial perspective, cause Tank versus the Dream, doesn't that not make sense?
That does make sense, but remember, they're both from different. So Tank's with what Mayweather promotion, what Showtime, right?
Yeah,
And Haney, he's with Top Rank at the moment, right?
yeah,
I can't see it. Me personally, I can't see it happening now because what would happen is, remember, Haney, he's the champ, right? He's the undisputed champion. Whereas Tank, he's like the money maker. He brings in bums and seats. So
yeah.
it'll be a case where he won't want more money. Do you know what I mean? Even though he's not the
A side.
unified champion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's gonna be a clash, but I think what will happen, could be wrong, if the rematch doesn't happen, I think the next person in line will probably be Lomachenko because they're both in the same
Makes
promotion.
sense.
And,
Yeah,
and, and
it's
Bob
easier
Aaron,
to
he
do.
wants Lomachenko to fight Haney. Because just bear in mind, remember Haney, he was calling Lomachenko from time before he even got given that belt. Do you remember?
Mm. Yeah, no, definitely.
But the thing is, yeah, like look, I've got to salute Kambosos because obviously he gave Haney that shot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have to. He could have just dodged. But end of the day, he's a man of his words, and it didn't go his way. But I'm just happy that we've got an undisputed a lightweight champion.
And
Uh,
just because you said undisputed as well, cause I gotta
mm,
drop this in. Regular viewer, I gotta big up iBoxing Hub, always dropping in to the show. Undisputed, let's go. Yes, I love that energy. Big up, man. Thank you so much for coming into the show, of course. Dev beats Tank Easy. Ooh. So he's saying the
right.
dream
I can tell
beats
he's
Tank.
anti-tank. He's anti-tank. I don't. Do you know what? Honestly, they say styles make fights, yeah, but I don't know. I would have to see that fight from round one. Then I can say, oh, I know who's gonna win, but I don't know because you've also got Shakur Stevens. He can be in the mix later on. Do you know what I
Definitely,
mean? I mean,
definitely,
look,
definitely,
we still need to see Tank and Garcia. That's if it's gonna happen. But
definitely. And
ideally, Tank and Davis. Sorry, Tank. I mean, Tank and Haney. Definitely, but again, because of their promotion, that he's with Top Rank and he's with Showtime. I can't see it happening. It's the same way of Errol Spence and
Crawford.
Crawford. Crawford had to leave Top Rank, and now this fight is actually happening. I think later on
Yeah,
this year.
yeah,
So
potentially. I'm
be wrong.
hearing talks in the water that it potentially could happen Octoberish time. So let's hopefully
See.
fingers crossed that could happen. But
Yeah,
obviously, iBoxing Hub is saying that Haney's three hardest opponents: Lomachenko, Tank, and Shakur Stevenson, and he thinks that he beats them all. He beats them all. He will have the size and the reach advantage over all of them. So, cuz, like, what's your thoughts about
yeah.
that, man?
I don't know. I honestly, I would like to see Haney and Tank, and definitely Haney and Lomachenko.
That would be
Definitely, because
massive,
from
massive.
time, like I said, Haney was always calling out Lumachenko, but
He
it never
was.
happened. But I think now, because he's the king of the division, isn't it? He's the king. So he's,
Mm.
he's the new sheriff in town. He's running the shots. So
Yeah,
that would be an interesting fight. That would be a very, very interesting fight. I don't know. I'm just confused on why Ryan Garcia is chasing Tank. I mean, why not just chase Haney? When he beat Luke Campbell, he was supposed to fight Haney for the WBC, but he didn't
yeah.
want to. But again, I don't know.
Probably. Hey, it's just one of them ones, man. I think what look commercially from a revenue perspective, I think that fight does make sense. Garcia versus Tank. You can tell from what you know, Ryan Garcia does from a social media perspective. He's
Mm.
going to bring the crowd, he's going to bring the viewers, he's going to bring the audience from a social media perspective. So, the crowd he brings. And then obviously, Tank is going to bring the purists, he's going to bring the proper boxing fans. And because I think they could even break the numbers that were broken at the Barclays Center easily. If Romero and Tank were able to do big numbers, then if you think about
Mm.
Garcia and Tank, that's going to do massive numbers, cuz especially how they're going to promote it. It's going to be massive. And
So who
even,
wins?
even, oh, look, cuz man, my opinion, and this ain't no disrespect to Ryan Garcia. I think he's a good talent for the division. But for me, I call Tank the young Iron Mike of the division. So he wins it, man. He wins it via knockout, man. I reckon.
Whew.
Via knockout, man.
Whew, whew.
He wins
Somebody's
it via
has
knockout.
got to go.
Somebody's always got to. We saw it over the weekend, cuz. We
Yeah,
saw it over
yeah.
it. But cuz it needs to happen. I heard, like, look, big up Timothy Bradley. Big up I think Joe Tosatoy as well, if I've mispronounced his name. My apologies. He normally does the ESPN um um, you know, commentating or analysis like after the fight. And they were saying, cuz, that they should just carry on this trend of fighting the best, because you can't be thinking about the olds now, man. Like, these
Yeah,
guys are
yeah,
gonna be making money together anyway, man.
yeah.
So you're better off just getting in the ring, fighting each other, and everyone gets paid, everyone eats, man.
But remember, it comes down to ego, innit? It comes down. This is like it's like, for example, I mean, I don't know how true this is,
Mm.
but Fury and Joe Dress have been getting back and forth on Twitter. Now it's just like Fury could come out of retirement and fight Joe Dress, but then like he could be thinking, well, why should I? I'm a global star. I'm big. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If anything, Fury will probably say, I want 95%. You take 5%.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it comes down to people's ego, man. Sometimes it's just like, look, yes, you're right. You're the best, you fight the best. Forget the O's that look, all the greats lost, like, the Muhammad Ali's, the Lance Lewis, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, all of them. Do you know what I mean? They all bounced back. But unfortunately, we're living in a different era where, yes, it's legacy, but it's more business minded. More, it's all about, it has to make financial sense.
yeah. And it's just it's that, and also not risking the whole, cuz, man. Like, at the end
Oh,
of the day, it's the Mayweather effect. Unfortunately, he's done a tremendous job to, promote himself, to be able to put himself in positions where he's the A side. But initially, he started off being the B side when he fought Oscar De La Hoya. But he
yeah.
had to take that big risk. He had to take that L.
So who would you say
Mm.
right now is the A side between Tank and Ryan Garcia?
That's a good question. Tank has to be, cuz. Tank has to be. Reason being is he's been more active.
Mm,
He's got the better CV at the moment. Even though there's no, like, outright, let's say, top lightweight that they've both beaten,
mm.
100%, like, Tank, he's the man. He's the A side. Look, he just broke the record for the Barclays Center just last weekend, cuz. Definitely, he has to be the A side, man. Obviously, I understand what Ryan Garcia brings to the table from a commercial perspective. He's bringing in big numbers, cuz, from a commercial perspective. Obviously, he's got the social media people, you know, a lot of women find him attractive. Do you know what I mean? And he's bringing in like a different crowd, man. So I understand why he, does what he does, man. But at the same time, if you're thinking about boxing wise and actually commercial wise, Tank's the man. The numbers prove it as well, man. He's done it back to back now, man. In
So
my opinion.
Tank and Garcia, after that fight, regardless who wins, are they gonna go for a title shot, like, challenge Haney, or are they still gonna be fighting just random?
Cause they have to. They have to, cuz, man, because at the end of the day, um, you know, at the moment, like, it's still, even though Haney's now the undisputed champion, what's the belt that Tank's got? I know that's not the the world title, but it's still some sort of strap. So if Haney or the Dream, let's call him the Dream in this situation, if he wants to clear out the division, he's gonna have to eventually come to Tank, who's got the last, let's say, the last belt in the division before he could sort of think about moving up, man. Because he's quite a big kid, cuz. Do you know what I
Where
mean?
would
He's
he
quite
move
big.
to?
He'll have to move up
Wait,
to 140, cuz, man.
140, yeah.
Yeah, he's quite big. He's quite a big kid, man. Like in terms of making 135, I think he did obviously mention that previously in the past he used to do something similar to what like Errol Spence does in terms of losing weight before getting the nutrition, saunas, and just doing all of that. Got his nutritionist now, and he's obviously been able to make weight a lot easier. But in the past, it's been a bit of a. So I definitely feel eventually, once he gets in a position where he cleans out the division, 140 has to be the next move, and then after 140, 147, man. Because I always feel that the lightweight division is the stepping stone division for the welterweight division, man. In my opinion,
Wow, that would be interesting.
yeah,
That will really really be interesting for him to go 140 or 147. Ooh, that
it's
division
great.
fire.
It's a lightweight madness right now, cuz
Yeah,
honestly,
it is.
it is a lightweight madness. Like if you think about who we've got in the division, if you think about the amount of fighters, the amount of top names that could fight each other, cuz
Mm-hmm.
like we're thinking about Tank, Garcia, Lomachenko, Haney, like we still got Kambosos Jr. still there. If Teofimo Lopez wanted to come back down to 135, he could.
Funny you say that. Sorry to cut it there. Yeah, I want to see Lopez and Kambosos Jr. Again. My reasons why I say this, yeah, obviously, don't get me wrong. Obviously, he lost the first fight. He had an injury.
Mm.
It's a shoulder injury,
Yeah, he
and
had some
also
sort
he's
of
going
injury.
through
Yeah.
his own personal issues, whatnot. And obviously, he how can I put it? I think he overlooked Kambosos just for, this guy ain't serious, man, whatnot, but
Mm.
obviously he lost the fight. But I think now, in the right mind, injury free, I would love to see them two fight again.
It would be. It would be good to sort of see that fight again. But I
Yeah.
think one of the issues, especially with the sort of back end stuff that Lopez was going through, I think one
Mm.
of the major issues is I felt that was his last fight at 135. Man, he's
Oh,
ready
okay.
to move up. Fight at a bigger weight. He's got obviously a fight coming up soon at 140, which is sort of like a
Ooh,
tune-up fight.
they are well, I don't know. I don't know if they're in talks, but Lopez and what's his name, Jack, the one who fought I've forgotten his name now.
Hmm.
He fought my man in Scotland, and he got robbed.
What, Jack Cattrall?
Yeah.
Swear what? They're into what? To fight in the UK?
Well, I don't know where, but they're looking
Oi.
to run that fight.
Is he in Matchroom? Is he in Matchroom, Lopez?
No, I think he's top rank. I think that was just that was a one deal he done with his own. I think I
Okay,
don't know.
okay, okay. You know what, cuz this looks so interesting. Obviously, big up iBoxing Hub once again. Like, loving the the views. He's obviously saying, imagine this, cuz Haney versus Taylor at 140, undisputed versus undisputed. Well,
Haney. I got Haney.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely,
straight up
man. Yeah,
Haney.
yeah.
Straight
Haney's got
up,
that, man. I reckon. Haney's got that.
straight
He's the
up,
dream.
straight
He's
up
the
Haney.
dream. He's actually
Haney.
the dream, man. I think if we needed to see a proper fight, it was yesterday, man. Like, everyone had this sort of questions about Haney obviously coming into the fight. Not obviously he's a talented, athletic. He's really, really good at doing what he does. He's got a very, very good boxing IQ. But
Mm.
we never knew if he could really dig deep against someone.
No, but listen, I told you. I said to
You
you
did
already. I said
say,
to you, look. I said, look. Haney will win this fight. It'll be on points. I said to you that, look, as long as they don't rob him, the judges don't rob him, and also there was no Australian judges, so they're all
yeah,
neutral. So Yeah, I told you. I said, look, Haney.
Look at this. Who would Ben Davison be training for that fight, man?
Oh, do you know what?
Would he have to be in the middle?
I think he's got to sit back. I
He's
think
gonna have to sit
it'll be
back
too
and
much
just,
for him
yeah,
because
that would be
he's
crazy,
got. I
man.
feel that he's got that tight relationship with Taylor.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Whereas I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think. Ooh, I don't
But then
know.
Haney's also, that's his like American project as well, man. He's been doing
Yeah,
something
yeah.
with Haney as well.
Well,
He's taken him to this level. He
mm,
obviously had the fight. He wasn't there in the corner, man. But
mm.
this is the level that he's trained him at, man. So man, that's such a crazy scenario. Big up iBoxing Hub for
Just
that, man. That
imagine
was
though,
a
man. Just imagine.
that was a flip right there. I
Whew,
wasn't ready for that.
whew.
Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. That is mad. But cuz the vision is looking like a lightweight madness, cuz. That's all
But
I have to say.
it's a madness at the moment. But I got a feeling some of them are gonna probably move up very soon.
Yeah,
I believe.
eventually.
I think end of this year, early next year.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We might have to be looking
Because
at the next people coming up.
how I'm seeing it, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, I believe they're gonna both probably move up as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
cuz man.
yeah,
After Undisputed, them man are moving up to
moving up.
154, man.
Mm,
Yeah, man. Definitely,
moving up.
definitely. That's the next sort of move in the agenda, and then obviously Charlo's moving up, man.
Just a quick one. What's
Mm.
your thoughts on the trilogy with Canelo and Vs Triple G?
Ooh, oh, you know what, cuz that's such a good question to ask, man. Look, um, my honest thoughts about the trilogy, obviously, I would say it's Triple G's last like hurrah, like his last big fight. I would say he's obviously coming up to the point where he's on the sort of decline right now because of his age, not because of what he's been doing for the past sort of few weeks, because he obviously defended his title not too long ago. But it gets to a point for a fighter, I do believe that you're not gonna be the sharpest at those ages when you're touching 40, man. But
Mm,
in terms of the commercial value for this fight, we
it's big.
know it's gonna be massive regardless. Eddie Hearn, we know what Eddie Hearn's going to obviously do with the promotions. We're going to see a lot of Hennessy promotions. We're going to
Mm.
see a lot of like craziness, man. When's it due to happen? The fight,
I
the trilogy.
believe it could be September, August or
Oh, so it's
September.
looking like a summer.
So what you're saying is, you know, Triple G, this could be his last fight. If it is, am I right in saying he's going to vacate the belt? If he vacates the belt, then what? Possibly, Eubank Jr. can
Eubank.
challenge for that belt.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like
He's
honestly,
fighting
cuz.
Canelo for his belts for the super middleweight.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you, cuz. So you see this fight, this trilogy, is this going to
Mm.
be at super middleweight, or is that
I
going to be at
believe so.
middleweight?
Yeah, I believe so. I think Canelo's defending his belts. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
I believe
Then,
so.
yeah, that makes it a little bit interesting now because
Yeah.
I haven't seen Golovkin sort of fight at super middleweight. I would love to see him sort of go for it and become another champion.
Whoa!
So
Just imagine Triple G beats Canelo.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think
Listen.
if any fighter gets, you could get motivated by any, you could get
Yeah.
motivated by any fight, man. But
Listen,
obviously, iBoxing Hub is obviously saying that Triple G is a grandpa. Look, we we
bro.
know,
No,
man.
no,
He's,
I'm not for real. No,
he's
I'm actually
coming
being
up to
serious now
that
because
age.
look,
Look, he's
don't
coming
get me
up
wrong.
to that
Obviously, I
age. We
know
know.
Bivol he beat Canelo, but obviously it was at a different weight, yeah. But
Yeah,
it's like Eddie said, ever since Canelo's been beaten, it's just like everyone wants a piece now. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like they can see
definitely.
some sort of vulnerable parts of Canelo. So I'm just thinking, just imagine, yeah, 12th round, ding ding, boom.
Mm. That's what I'm saying, man.
Bro, listen, like, wow. But
Boxing's
that,
that sport, though, man.
huh?
Boxing's that type of
Yeah,
sport,
but the
man.
thing
Like,
is,
just
yeah, all the respect,
one
yeah, I
good
know
punch.
the judges, they're a bit biased though, man. They're more leaning to Canelo's side, man. I mean, look, even when Canelo fought Bivol, you heard the scorecard, I'm thinking, come on.
Oh man, yeah, man. It's just one of them ones, cause
But
like
the way I see it, yeah, Triple G is probably going for the knockout. He has to.
he has to, man. I
He has
think
to.
like with these sort of fights on these
Mm,
sort of levels. I think you got to go for the knockout. You got to let your hands be the judges, man, in this situation, man, because
What a way to end your career, though. Imagine
I
you
think that'll be
become
massive.
undisputed
And then retire, man.
super middleweight and you retire.
Just
Woo!
boom, done. And then Chris Eubank Jr. can go
Well,
in
yeah.
there
Do you
with
know
that
what? What
title.
could possibly happen? Bit weird, but Triple G can vacate his belt, and Eubank
Yeah,
Jr. could probably fight Billy Joe Saunders for the belt.
that'll be big, bro. In the
It'd be a big fight.
UK, O2. That's a O2. That's your
Definitely,
place, man. That's a
definitely.
O2 scrappers, man. You know, for domestic fight on that sort of level.
Mm.
Yeah, I would love to see that
So,
fight.
got a question.
Mm.
Man, like AJ, I'm hearing it's happening in August in Saudi Arabia. So, can he become a
Okay.
3 times heavyweight champion of the world?
3 times. So I believe he's got Robert Garcia in his corner now. Yeah, that's confirmed and that's signed off and done. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
As far as I'm
So
concerned,
so McCracken is completely out the door then. Yeah.
well, I don't know.
Because I don't
I'm
like
only
if
going
it's
by
a
what the media
situation
say.
where we see
Yeah.
McCracken and Garcia, then I'm gonna be like, yo, like what's going on, mate? Like, make your decision. You know them ones. Make your decision. But look, man, I just think that this is a great opportunity for AJ, man. Like, just the way I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about it from a competitor standpoint. Look what's happened. Like, obviously, big up everything that's happened. Like, so far, it's been sort of calming down in terms of what's going on in Ukraine. The fighters are obviously coming back to fighting again. Hopefully, we see the likes of Lomachenko back in the ring, and obviously Usyk. Now, Usyk's obviously been dealing with a lot of that stuff. We don't know how much training he's been sort of doing during that period. So, from my understanding, I think AJ's obviously been training now for 7 months now straight, but I'm not too sure who he's been training with. It's just all up in the air at the moment, man. But if you look at the amount of training that's been done, obviously AJ's had more training, I would say, because he's been more focused on boxing. So
Mm-hmm.
it could work in AJ's favor, man. But in the ring, we know what AJ needs to do. It's up to him to execute that plan. He needs to be more aggressive. He needs to be in U6 face and take risks, man. Remember, AJ used to take risks back in the days, man. But after that, Ruiz one fight, he's obviously got a bit complacent in terms, not complacent. He's got a bit that cautious in terms of taking those sort of risks, man. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. But look, big up AJ. Hopefully, he does the job. But you know, Usyk, man, you can't look past him, man. Can't look past him.
Mm.
He's one of the greats, man. One of the
Now,
greats of this era. If you
it'll
want
be
to talk
interesting
about
just to
the
see.
undisputed champions,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
he's an undisputed champion at cruiserweight. So
Yeah.
him fighting at heavyweight right now, being the champion, it's all bonus right now, cuz.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's already hit the pinnacle already, man. This is a bonus right now.
It'll be interesting just to see what happens next. I mean, regardless who wins, like, is Fury gonna come out of retirement or is he just gonna vacate the belt? It will be really, really interesting just to see what actually happens because, like I said before, last time we had an undisputed heavyweight champion in the world was Lennox Lewis. I believe it was it 2000 or 2001 when he beat
Yeah,
Holyfield the second
yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's quite a while back, man. Yeah, definitely, man. Obviously, let me just quickly just run through this comment for my boxing hub. Obviously, big up. We're loving the involvement. He's obviously asking, has Garcia ever trained a top heavyweight, AJ and the Mexican style? And obviously, he's obviously asked straight after, Garcia is not renowned for heavyweight coaching. And at 32, is AJ moldable? You know, Sugar Hill and sort of that vein would suit
Yeah,
his style best
it
in terms
would.
of that
Yeah,
knockout style. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
Do you know what? If I'm honest with you, I don't really know much about Ryan Garcia, but Sugar Hill will be the guy. But then again, it's just like, would Sugar Hill want to work with AJ? Do you know what I mean? Because he's got that bond with Fury. You know,
Yeah,
they've got that tight
they
relationship.
got a tight bond, man.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? You know,
yeah,
does he want to teach AJ the tricks and the trade? I don't know. But then again,
mm,
it just comes down to AJ, really. If you're
mm,
hungry and you see an opportunity, then you can do it. That's how I see
can
it.
do it. Yeah,
You can do it.
yeah,
So regardless, look, your trainer can train you, can show you so many things. It comes down to you, bro.
it's
Remember,
true.
you're in that ring with that opponent. When it's ding ding, it's fight time.
It's fight time. That's
Yeah,
it,
man.
man. That's it. That's it. Big up, man. That's the line from Mr. Sports Entertainment. Anyway, obviously, iBoxing helps. Obviously,
It
saying
does
money
indeed.
talk.
Yeah, trust me,
It
it does.
does. It does talk massively. And look, guys, man. Obviously, this show has been absolutely tremendous. Obviously, big up my cuz, the one and only Mr. Sports Entertainment. Obviously, love what you do, loving that energy. And look, man, I just obviously wanted to use this platform as well to obviously big up Zelfa Barrett, who obviously became the European champion yesterday. So Zelfa is obviously the nephew of Pat Barrett. Pat Barrett is obviously doing some tremendous work with Black Flash Promotions and the company that I work for, Ticket Pass. We're working alongside Black Flash Promotions and Pat. So just to see Zelfa go and follow what his uncle did when he was younger, I love seeing those sort of stories. So big up on that end. But cuz obviously we're coming up to the end of the show. Um, how are you gonna end this, man? Like, what you gonna say about this, man? How
Well,
are you
all
gonna
I'm
end
gonna
this, man?
say is just tune in. Tune in every week. We're here 7:30 on Sundays. Remember to like, share,
Yeah.
share, 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 and subscribe. I'm just looking forward to boxing really.
Is
So I
any
believe,
events? Any events, cuz?
yeah. So next week, it's Daniel Dubois and
Brian.
Trevor Bryan.
Okay. Is that for the regular
Yeah, for the regular. Yeah.
WBA? Okay.
After that, I'm trying to think. I think the next big one is probably AJ Usyk. That's in August.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's gonna be huge, man.
yeah. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. And obviously, there's more. But yeah, so just look, like I say, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Like, share, subscribe. I go by the name of Biyenge, featuring yours truly, Trey. This is it, guys. We're out. Goodbye.
Big up. Big up.